And it's time for Lefties Losing It. Let's check in on a British musician losing it right here in Australia, the lead singer of Garbage, who back in the day produced some exceptional music, not for a while now, but the lead singer these days is donning outfits in the Palestinian colours, ranting about genocide and having an absolute meltdown over a beach ball.
Guy with your big beach ball. Ooh, I'm so scared of you, so thrilled by you. What a douchebag.
Oh, that wasn't it. There was a lot more. This is about to get weird, folks.
Like, it literally makes me want to beg people to go over there and punch you in the face. Oh, you're getting rid of the balloon now? Yeah, you big dudes. Wow, oh my God, you're so cool. It's just so outrageously cool. I can't go over it. Wow. It's disrespectful, and musicians have had enough. And we're fed up of not getting paid properly, and fed up of having to play for douchebags like you. You're a middle-aged man in a ridiculous hat.
That dude in the ridiculous hat has paid to watch live music, Shirley. He's paid to support musicians, to watch you perform at the Good Things Festival in Melbourne. And that meltdown only got worse. Shirley Manson was actually hoping that that poor bloke got bashed up. I mean, this is unhinged.
You're a face, and I literally want to ask people to punch you in the face. But you know what? I'm a lady, so I won't. But if truly,
violence is not the
I would love to send my crew over to you up, but you know what? I won't, because I pity you, because you're a small man with a small.
What is wrong with you, ladies? Surely you can't be serious. One beach ball got that response, and then she doubled down on that behaviour, releasing a statement justifying it. She said she makes no apologies whatsoever. But guess what? She did issue an apology because even the lefty music world turned on her. Here is Stand Atlantic, who are appearing with Garbage in the Good Things Festival. This is how they started their set in Sydney. And I got to say, I have never been more proud of Brisbane. This is how they responded to Shirley's tantrum, by bringing dozens of beach balls to the Brisbane performance. Yep, this is how you respond to a lefty losing it.
If you're ready for love, if you're ready for love, if you're ready for balls, if you're ready for balls. If you're ready for balls, if you're ready for balls, if you're ready for balls, future, love, future.
Well done, Brisbane. You did us proud. I think it was after that Shirley Manson finally read the room and apologised. And, of course, she's changing lyrics now. But, of course, like a good lefty, like a typical cry bully, she is playing the victim and virtue signalling.
So the only thing that kind of shocks me a little is that there's been more fuss made about me offending beach balls than there has about 20,000 Palestinian kids. I would just like to remind you all what actually is important in this life. And maybe a beach ball brings you joy, and for that I apologise. If I upset you about your blessed beach balls, I humbly apologise.
I don't think people are upset that you were insulting beach balls, Shirley. I think it was the threats of violence against a poor dude who happened to have one at your performance. Now, time to see what Saturday Night Live are up to, and they have decided to mock War Secretary Pete Hegseth, but they just made him seem cooler and hotter.
Music. What? First things first, we're the fatties. fatties. You, out!
What? I'm not even fat.
Oh, really? You think you're hiding it under that blazer, Porky?
That's supposed to make me hate him. It's not working, NBC.
Now listen up. As you probably read in some gay newspaper, we're now at war with Venezuela. All you nerds are like, wait, but was there an official declaration of war? Yeah, it's right here. Superfinger, Dane Cook. Now you got questions for me? Fine. Pretend I'm a random fishing boat and fire away.
Oh, random fishing boat. We're going with that narrative, are we, Saturday Night Live? Now, talking about fatties, imagine how much time you must have on your hands and how desperate you must be to be offended that you take issue with this.
Why is there diet culture on the parking meters? Why do we have on the parking meters, sometimes I diet, don't feed me on the following holidays? Why are we promoting fat phobia and diet culture even on the parking meters in LA? It gets to a point. It really does get to a point. This is an issue and this needs to be fixed. West Hollywood, this is actually disgusting.
It's a fine time to check on the woman of many accents, no, not Kamala Harris, but private school educated Jasmine Crockett. Here she is suggesting that it'd be a great idea if black folk didn't pay taxes. She heard a celebrity say it, so you know it's a good idea.
Just this past week I saw, I don't remember which celebrity, but it was actually a celebrity, and I was like, I don't know that that's not necessarily a bad idea, but I'd have to think through it a lot. One of the things that they propose is black folk not have to pay taxes for a certain amount of time, because then again, that puts money back in your pocket, but at the same time, it may not be as objectionable to some people about actually giving out dollars. But obviously then you start dealing with the different tax brackets and things like that. And that's one of the reasons that, you know, we argue the reparations make sense, because so many black folk, not only do you owe for the labor that was stolen and killed and all the other things, right? But the fact is, like, we end up being so far behind.
That's Democrat Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, and she now wants to be Senator Jasmine Crockett. She is running for the US Senate in 2026, and this is her first campaign video. It's just basically President Trump describing her as a low IQ, hard left radical. Pretty accurate, really.
How about this new one they have, their new star, Crockett? How about her?
She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble.
But you have this woman, Crockett. She's a very low IQ person.
I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person.
Crockett. Oh, man, oh, man.
She's a very low IQ person.
Somebody said the other day she's one of the leaders of the party. I said, you got to be kidding.
Now they're going to rely on Crockett. Crockett's going to bring them back.
Really, it's hard to work out if that's a Democrat or a Republican commercial. Let's bring in comedian Alex Stein. Alex, Jasmine Crockett wants to be a senator for the great state of Texas, your state. What are her chances?
Not only is she representing my state, she represents my district where my office is. And let me tell you something, she is an embarrassment to the city of Dallas, and she's not even from Dallas. She's not even from Texas, so she's a literal carpetbagger. But, you know, this is the thing when it comes to Jasmine Crockett. I actually agree that black people shouldn't pay taxes. As a fellow black man, I actually do agree with her on that. So I don't want to talk about that because she's right about that. Now, everything else she is wrong about, and she is going to get humiliated against Ken Paxton if Ken Paxton beats John Cornyn in the primary. So I'm just going to tell you this. The state of Texas did elect her as a congresswoman, but the chances of her getting elected as a senator is 0%.
So you're all on board on black people not paying taxes. I didn't realise you were transracial. You identify as African American?
Yes, I do, and Filipino as well. So listen, this is just what I identify as, whether you believe it or not. This is my right. So if you don't agree with that, you're the racist, you're the bigot.
That's the rules these days. Yes, you're right there. Now, there were a bunch of brave celebrities, singers and actors who have been honoured at the White House, where they received their Kennedy Center honours. They get medals for that, and then they go to a beautiful gala event at Washington, D.C. venue. Let's have a look at the president giving these people their honours.
On behalf of every American who has been inspired by the unbelievable talent of Michael Crawford, who has been influenced by the music of George Strait or Gloria Gaynor or Kiss, or who has been moved by Sylvester Stallone's unmatched heart and talent and grit, because nobody played that role, and nobody will ever play that role like Sly.
Alex, the president said they had defined entire genres and set new standards for the performing arts, but I say they're brave because to be accepting an award like this from President Trump, it could be very hazardous to your career in the entertainment world. We know they've got that new age McCarthyism where if you're a conservative or even tolerant of conservatism, you may stop working.
No, and it's funny because, you call them brave, and I know you're saying that a little facetiously, but also you're being honest because this is really where we're at. This is the political climate where these celebrities will lose brand deals. They'll lose everything. They'll lose their agency if they just are just even sympathetic to that side. Like, they don't even have to be conservative, but if they're sympathetic to conservatives, that is enough to get canceled. So I just want to say Sly Stallone, his role of Rocky is arguably one of the greatest movies of all time. So he definitely deserved that award. Now, George Strait, I'm sure you've heard all the rumors about George Strait. I don't know if they're true or not. I love George. He's the king. I'm just saying. Tom
I have heard no rumors.
Okay.
I am not listening to any rumors. I will not listen to rumors about George Strait. Do not tell me anything.
The king.
Thank you. Now, they say courage is courageous, and here we've got another actor coming forward and making statements about Donald Trump that a few years ago would see him possibly literally run out of Hollywood. Kelsey Grammer, the man behind the brilliant comedy series Frasier, has praised Donald Trump in an interview ahead of the Kennedy Center honors. He said, I think he's extraordinary. He's one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, maybe the greatest. Alex, he also said it's great to have somebody as president who actually means what they say.
That's probably the best thing about Trump is that that he loves America and he actually means it when he says it. Not like all these other politicians, but Kelsey Grammer, his role in Frasier, he was an icon. He's another guy that was just in the latest Avengers movie. He can lose a lot of credibility in Hollywood by, supporting Donald Trump. So I just want to give him a lot of credit for being brave and, speaking out and supporting President Trump, because really everything he said is correct. I think Donald Trump is the best president of my lifetime. And he's one of the best presidents. He's not perfect, but no president is. But I truly believe that he wants to make this country a better place. And that was not the case with the last administration.
And we're not exaggerating this situation that exists in Hollywood and in entertainment world in general, where people are ostracized if they're not from the left. I mean, you got at the moment someone as big as Taylor Swift copping criticism, even though she's a Democrat, even though she's campaigned for Democrats, because she's stopped issuing political messages, she's copping some heat. But if you actually come out and say, I'm a Republican, or I respect the president, I don't hate President Trump, in fact, I admire him, that could be the end of your career. That could see you not get any further work. So it does take some guts to make statements like that. Alex, Google's year-in search data for 2025 has revealed that Charlie Kirk was the #1 trending search in the US. More broadly than that, I know you two were friends. I know you do work for Turning Point. How do you see Charlie's legacy, his enduring legacy?
Well, this is a question that I've got a lot. I've had to answer just from friends and family because everybody wants to know about Charlie. And, there's a saying that the art gets better when the artist dies. And that is true. Now people are realizing how incredible Charlie Kirk was. And I think that's so great and that his legacy will last forever. But I'm still so torn inside, Rita, because it doesn't matter how long his legacy will last. And I'm sure it'll last forever. If he was alive, he would have made this country so incredibly great. And so even though his legacy now will be much bigger than it probably, even if he was president now with the horrible tragic ending to his life, nobody will ever forget Charlie Kirk. His name will, resonate with people for years and years and years. But this country would be so much of a better place if we just still had Charlie with us. It just makes me sick thinking about it every day, Rita. I'm just so sad.
I can understand, and I agree with you. I think he would have been president one day. It's just such a tragedy for the country. Now, before you go, I'm going to play you some footage that has just gone viral from Texas showing the Henrietta Bearcats football team getting an amazing send-off, and only in Texas send-off before a playoff game. Alex, that's a high school football team getting a send-off like that. Texas is something else.
Friday Night Lights, Rita, is very real. It is a religion here in Texas. And let me just tell you this, though. If you guys saw that clip, the Henrietta Bearcats dominated after that game, rightfully so. So, people might not realize that actually does get us motivated to go fight. Like there's that carnal instinct, riding a big 1,000-pound horse, seeing another man do it. It'll get you fired up for a football game. And that's what Texas high school football is all about. Just fighting, being tough. And, it's a Texas way.
You need to send me a Bearcats cap very quickly, Alex. Alex Stein, thank you for your time.